Hello, and welcome to episode 8 of the Digital Quill podcast with your host, Mars Wilson. I am me, she is she. If you haven't noticed yet, today is not a video episode. It is a very uncomfortable, here's my subscription services if you're interested in upgrading or subscribing to support the journey of me. Life is an interesting trip, and I am not a fan of money, but I understand its place in the world, and unfortunately, it is a necessary evil. More on that in future episodes. Today, I want to go over a few things. Reading of the unsealed entries. There were 2 contests I've recently entered for the Unsealed Community, which is a writing community I've talked about across my socials and also on Substack before. The Unsealed Community actually holds a pretty special place in my heart because the person who is creating it is creating absolute wonderful spaces for people who have been through such tremendous trauma and other things like that. It's a safe place that one I like being in and one I feel honored to be a part of every single day, because there was an episode where we were having a conversation about some entries. We get together sometimes for like Zoom calls and stuff. It's a whole thing. You have to be there, but and it doesn't take much to be there. But yeah, it's like we were in a Zoom call and one of the members was saying, like, if the entire world treated each other how we treated each other in these Zoom calls, like it would probably like be a better place. And all of us were nodding in agreement, like, that is so true. Like, yeah, oh my gosh, like, oh my anyway, it was a whole thing, and that, like, this holds a like special place in my heart. So I like sharing my entries with you and kind of talking about this place, because hopefully maybe you'll join the people there, join us there, because what Lauren is doing is pretty cool, and I wish there were more people like her in the world. I'm kind of hoping this is one of my longer episodes because I have my first guest scheduled coming up soon, and I have a lot of work to do between now and then to kind of get this streamlined and rolling. I don't want my first episode with a guest to be absolute garbage because I didn't do my due diligence and research and stuff like that. So this week is going to be this is hell week for me. I'm going to be going over a lot of different things, struggling a lot, and I'm going to be definitely burning my candle at both ends. So we shall see what happens. Wish me luck, everybody. Or actually don't. I've got this. I'm fine. I don't need the luck. I also want to note that I am not a sponsored person, so any links or anything I share, like, anytime, like, I don't make money. Whatever money I make is from the stuff that pays my bills, and also you. So thank you in advance for that. But no, I am not a sponsored person. I don't make anything from this. I do everything, like, with my writing and podcast just because I want to, and because I like doing this. I like talking to people. I like talking about things and kind of like helping things out. I've been thinking a lot about my weird want and desire to help, and it's kind of strange because in a way, like, I'm like, am I being too helpful? And I've been thinking about that, overthinking about that actually. Like, I think I'm being too helpful. Oh no, I'm getting in the way. So yeah, I don't know. It's a thing I'm working on, I promise. But yeah, I want to go over things like that. Yeah, just this is a smorgasbord. I'm not saying that right, but anyway, this is just one of those episodes where we have a lot to cover, but so there's a lot of room for tangents. I'm sorry in advance. In advance. Yes. I can't speak. I do this because I can't speak. Today we're also going to be going over stuff like reading tips, how I got back into reading again, and how I think reading kind of helps. So this kind of sets the groundwork for like future episodes too, because we can like go back to previous episodes with like guests and things, and they could be like, hey, remember when you said that? And I'm like, oh no, here it comes. But yeah, I do, because we're watching it right now together here. But I don't know. Yeah, it's just fun. I kind of like the idea of like piling story upon story of like just living life, because I feel like all of us deserve to live a life well lived, and one of those things is definitely human connection, and telling stories. I mean, think about it. Just think about it. Think about how integral storytelling has been from like day one of humanity. I love that. I love that we all have this amazing capability of like talking and writing, and it's creating. It's like fucking incredible. Like we'd have no idea how awesome that is. But yeah, there's a lot I want to go over. So let's start with getting rid of this fucking bullshit advertisement. I'm tired of looking at it. Desktop-y. We're going to the desktop-y. Alright, watch this first.
Hello. Good morning. What the fuck? So, good morning. Whatever the hell that was. Good morning. Technology is weird. We might live in a simulation. I don't fucking know. Anyway, I have an accessory with me today.
Oh, hey, I'm using that
for today's motivational living in the world as a human affirmation, confirmation, post of the day, or whatever.
Get to the fucking point.
Hello. I posted about this already, but it's been living in my head rent-free since I did the thing, and it's been living in my head. Like, sometimes when I say that, I mean, I've been casually thinking about it, like I casually think about other things, but no, this is living. It's like there, it's festering, it's taken its little feelers, and it's fused itself to my being. I don't fucking know. But the Unsealed Community, that community I write on and I talk about sometimes, they had this fucking prompt. And the prompt is write a letter or thing about one way your life is blossoming right now. And it took me a while to think about it. Like, when the contest was first announced, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna partake in this one. And I did, and I had a poem written up like that week of the announcement, and I was like, this is kind of nice, I kind of like this is cute. And then the day of, well, like the week of, like the last entry, like the day of the, like, deadline, there we go, that's what I'm thinking of. Caffeine hasn't kicked in yet, or it has and it's fucking things up, I don't know. I did not like what I had. I didn't. And on the day of, I decided to work on it. And I had thoughts of, like, what I wanted to do and stuff. And the night before, I was thinking about the contest in great depth. And I was like, oh, I'm blossoming. It's me. I'm the thing that's blossoming in my life. And I'm like, I know what to do. So I sat down on my computer and I started typing, and it turned into a letter. It was a fucking poem, but it turned into a letter. And the more I let this fester in my brain, the more of the lines, like, I can't answer your question with pretty poetic words or beat around the bushes that I usually beat around, not without losing parts of me. This thing is living, it's festering, and May is around the corner. I looked at the date yesterday and it was the 17th, today's the 18th, fucking Sunday's the 20th. I'm about to write a book. I am writing a book, but, like, I'm about to finish the fucking thing, and I can feel it. Like, I don't know how to explain this, guys. It's so fucking weird. Okay? It's weird. Like, I've been kind of joking around saying, like, yeah, I've been in, like, I've been pregnant. This is, like, my pregnancy. Like, I am pregnant with this book and this idea, and it's coming to life, and it's been building and growing, and now May is the due May is when I'm due. And it's like, I'm about to go into labor. I feel like that. Like, not like the kind of labor like I would if I was like actually a human mother, but I don't know how to explain this. It's so weird. Like, I've never felt this way before, and I've been writing since I was like 6. 20 years now. 20 fucking years of writing, and I'm blossoming, and the thing I've been talking about doing for almost all of my fucking life, I'm doing? Am I dreaming? No, I'm not dreaming. That hurt. I'm not dreaming. And that letter I wrote to the Unsealed, the fucking contest that I entered, which, by the way, if you want to listen to it and vote for me or read it, by all means, please vote for the other people, though. I don't deserve your votes. I'm gonna do it. I am doing it. And I thought my mom and my family would be here. None of the people that I thought were gonna be here are here. None of them. But there are people here. And I don't know how it's possible without you. So thank you. I can't. Wow. May is around the corner, and as it gets closer and I think about the letter and the way my life is blossoming and the smaller version of me, and fuck, man, I'm doing it. I'm living. I'm not in hell anymore? Question mark. As someone who has been through mostly trauma, wow. I'm gonna write a book. And I feel really proud about that. And there's people around me, and I'm blossoming. Like, I've learned how to water myself because of people like you, and thank you. Thank you. I hope that by learning how to water myself, you can learn how to water you too. So keep going. Keep going, humans of Earth.
Alright, cool. Now that that is done, let me go back here just for a moment and bring that back. The reason I'm showing you that is actually slightly relevant. Sorry to make you sit through the entire freaking thing, but I know most people that probably watch this don't have a TikTok, and that's, I guess, for you because you don't have one, and there's no need for you to download an app. I actually don't recommend downloading apps if you have not been on them yet and they've been around a while, because truthfully, it's just better for your mental health. The social media, the internet, all different topics for a different day, but they're very scary and sometimes painful places. Not in you need to unpack that because why is that painful to you kind of way, because that's just other things and why not, but I mean sometimes people can be really cruel, and sometimes it's just you comparison is the thief of joy, and as a human sometimes you have no choice but to compare yourself to other people because low self-esteem or just any other relatable thing I could say in a long list of things. But yes, I wanted to show that video first for those who don't have a TikTok, and also because I'm going to do a reading of that thing. I did one technically on TikTok, but now that I have the unique ability to show it here and you can read along while I'm reading it out loud to you, cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. I kind of like that I can do that. So we're gonna do that. And I hope you like it too. This is the Unsealed. This is the photo I used. You kind of have to use a photo every time you like submit something, so I decided to get creative with it. But it's me this time. Dear the Unsealed, I had some drab nonsense of a poem thing written up for this because you asked us in what way we are blossoming, or what is blossoming in our lives. Don't get me wrong, I kind of like some of the words I was using and the true meaning behind them, but in order to answer your question with authenticity, I had to actually answer it in writing, which is the best way I speak, the loudest I think. In most other areas of my life, I'm quiet, so I can't answer your question with pretty poetic words or beat around the bushes that I usually beat around. Not without losing parts of me, the parts of me that make that answer unique and closer to being understood, or at least conveyed in a well-meaning way. What is blossoming? Well, in every way I am. It's I who is blossoming. In May, all my life, everything I've done, I've prepped for this month, this 1 month that could change everything. Hopefully for the better. Hopefully in the way the smaller version of me wanted. This is for her now. Of course, I don't want to sound like I'm on a high horse or like I'm pretentious and snobbish and cruel. If I do sound like I'm on a high horse, there is a good chance I'll knock myself down. I don't want to be the smartest in the room. I want to learn from the smartest in the room. I don't want the light shone on me. I'm okay in the dark. It may be cold, but I've been there a lot. I guess you could say we've become friends, the dark and I. However, having spent time there, a lot of time there, I know how necessary and vital the light is. I'd like to reserve the light for others who need the warmth and maybe aren't as comfortable with the dark. I've always said, don't be like me. Maybe not out loud to a crowd, but at least to myself. Don't be like me. I'm writing my first book. It is actually happening. Not the empty promise I made to my teachers in high school, or myself when I was younger and found out Polini was 15 and thought I'd be 15 knowing damned well that wasn't going to happen. I knew one day it would come. I knew I'd write a book and plan many others right after that. I don't know how, but I knew. And it is a belief, a foundation, an unwavering truth that is finally happening. 20 years in the making, and I see what so many before me have seen. The fun part? There's still more to see. There will never not be more to see, especially if you believe in infinity in any aspect. The story I'm writing is truth turned fiction. It's my story and others were included. Getting back into reading after losing it, it's true what they say, you don't use it, you lose it. I realize so many small players play a part in our everyday lives. It's never just one person or 2 or 3. Sometimes it's 10. So many characters, they can last seconds in your story, shape our paths. Sometimes when you're used to doing things alone, you forget that. But none of us ever did anything entirely alone. None of us. We may be on our own paths. We may be alone. But everything, even some original ideas, and yes, I do believe we can have some original ideas, still, is part of the human condition. It involves other people. Do you know how many people it took to get us here today, right now? I'm blossoming. I've been learning from other people how to water myself. I've been learning the hard way, through observation and experimentation. Life has always been an experiment, an experience for me. Life is also very hard. That's why I still fight, with my brain and my thoughts, but it's different from before. I still want to leave. So badly do I want to just disappear, cease to exist. But also, I want to see things, see people just as much. See the turn of the century, which would only be 102 for me. And living that long could be possible. See people. We have the internet now, and travel is changing, and even though money is still very stupid and useful and stupid, conversations for another day, all things are easier and harder. I can see people thrive now, even after hard times, and that's nice. That is so damn nice. What's keeping me here? People. No one special, no one in particular, just people. I'm doing the things I never thought I'd do. I'm seeing results in ways I didn't think possible. I'm probably thriving. Because here's the thing. Anything is better than 85% of my life so far before these moments. I may be barely surviving in other ways, but in some of the big ones, I'm alive. I hope by watering myself, others learn to water themselves too. This isn't a perfect science. I'm still going to have to learn, change, endure, and grow. And sometimes I may even wilt. But it will be worth it. I feel the light, the warmth over here in my cozy nook in this dark place. From ashes, I built a way to see the light. So yeah, I do come out of this place from time to time. But it's okay. Take the light, humans of Earth. Take the light, keep going, and carve your own path. Just keep going. Right after I did my reading of this on my other TikTok. I have two main ones now. I was scrolling Instagram on my desktop browser thing, and I've seen this post before. It's one that I've seen go around. And it was a picture of numbers of it took 2 parents to get here, 4 grandparents, and it just went on. The numbers increased by leaps and bounds. And I think about that sometimes. As a storyteller, as a writer, as someone who loves people, I think about how often, well, not how often, I think about it often. I think about how it took a lot of people to get us here today to this point. It took a lot of people to make everything we are currently using, every single material. We are alive because of so many people before us. That's incredible. That's why in the mornings, when I make tea or coffee or have a moment to sit and reflect, I like to silently thank everything. The people that brought the ingredients to me and crafted the items, and just the people that existed. I would like to encourage you to do that yourselves. When you find a time, a moment of silence, thank people, living or dead, it doesn't matter. Just thank them silently to yourself. There might be something to be said about doing that every now and again. And yes, I am aware that the thing probably wasn't up in the middle of my reading. That's why I gave you time to silently reflect upon the words I just said, because I also needed a moment. In that letter, I talked about how if you don't use it, you lose it. And I used to read a lot. When I was a kid, one of the things that I did, it was organize my bookshelves very often, especially when I was under a lot of stress. Organizing and cleaning and categorizing and listing have always been some of the things that tend to probably overwhelm some people, but for me, it just helps me relax, especially when everything's a mess in the world, my world, or vice versa. And once got the opportunity to count every single book I had. My mom was a reader, so she got me a lot of books. And I do mean a lot, because at one point I counted, and I think I had well over 800. That is not the case today. And I find that most unfortunate, because I would like to own a small library, but also I think about having to move again, and I don't want to have to carry all that, because that's a lot of books. A lot of fucking books. But I am building a library again, slowly but surely, and as it grows and I'm running out of bookshelf space, I'm like, oh no, I'm having a problem. Or a solution. Book den. Also, come here, people of Earth, and rent from my little library. And by rent, I mean read it here and then take it home with you if you like it. And it's not one of my favorites that I plan on keeping forever until I burn. Which there are a few of those. I actually found out that there are books that I don't ever plan on parting with. Do you have that? Are there any books in your collection that you are just never ever gonna get rid of no matter what? I'm actually currently reading a couple of books. One of them is like a weird Hallmark kind of romance book about a pumpkin spice cafe, and it's cute so far. I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm honestly kind of scared because they're leading up to some very spicy stuff, and if it's spicy, I mean, I know I write spicy stuff every now and again, but if it's spicy, I know what I probably should expect that when picking up a fucking Hallmark book from Target, but Hallmark movie channel book from Target, but oh no, guys. I'll let you know what happens. In the meantime, I'm also reading Spirit Tech, a nonfiction about the brave new world of conscious hacking and enlightenment engineering. Pretty much detailing about how we can use technology to elevate our spiritual experiences and whether or not that's a good idea and if it disconnects us from reality or not. But I am getting ahead of myself. How do we start reading again? How do we? And for a long time I was actually trying to figure that out because it was breaking my heart that I wasn't reading, having once been someone who read a lot and so much. Holy crap, I read so much. Now I watch too much. Anyway, but I'm reading again, slowly again, and it's picked back up. I actually started keeping a list of the books like sometime last year, and wow, to go from 0 to how many I have now, I'm just like, yay me, go me again. It is nowhere near where you used to be, but you're doing it. It's better than 0. Which is there's like belief systems that I'm also going to get ahead of myself on, but one of them that I'm going to slightly tangent on is the fact that you can put in 1% or 0.5%. Just put in some amount of percent. Do not put in 0. I mean, every day put in a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 days out of the whole like lifetime. Do 0, but I'm kidding, not the whole lifetime. But you know what I mean. You're not always going to be able to give it your 100%. And I mean, even if you can, it's probably not a good idea all the time. Like, I don't know how to explain this without sounding like a hard work, like anti-hard worker, because you know that's not it. You do have to have some level of hard work, and you also do have to have some level of rest. Balance. But yeah, how to read again. pick books that you used to like. And I mean, like, when you were younger and you were reading, pick the books that you were able to get through on your own without being forced to. Read picture books if you have to. Read articles. Read on a Kindle, I guess. I mean, it's valid reading, I promise. I do see it as valid reading. It's just I can't do it. I keep trying. I really do. I can't read on technology. The best I can do on reading on technology is webtoons and like the other comic things that I can scroll up on. I'm lame. Oh my god. But no, I can't do digital reading. I have to have a physical book in my hands, okay? That is the one thing I won't go digital on. I will not. And then I say that, and then like 30 years from now, you'll see me with a Kindle in my hands and only a Kindle, and you'll be like, Maros, where are all your books? And I'll be like, what books? What do you mean? Please don't let that be my future. Please keep books. Please keep buying physical books. Please. I beg you. Because I'm also going to have physical books. Please. I beg you. I'm on my hands and knees. I know I'm not on my hands and knees. I don't grovel like that. But, meh. Buy books. And if you don't read and you don't want to buy books, buy them for people who read. Just saying. Pick books that you know you liked. That's how I started again. There was a series that I remember barely finishing the last book on because I don't know what happened. I don't remember. Maybe I don't remember. But it was funny to actually go back and reread it. And actually finish the fucking series. But yeah, I reread one of the series that I just could not put down, and I like finished like 5 books in 2 days. And I reread that again, and that's what got me back into reading fully. And then I started rereading other things that I've already read, and there are some series I can't complete because to get a full set of series, it's a lot of money. So if you want to buy a girl a book, there's a wish list somewhere. I'm joking. But good riz. No, I'm kidding. Comics are also a valid form of reading. Graphic novels. I didn't always so it's not that I didn't think of them as valid reading. I think after like paying attention to like reading graphic novels versus reading novels and articles and stuff, like there are different types of reading. And all forms of reading are valid. They all kind of do different things for your brain. Like reading nonfiction, reading fiction, like how you read. Like when you're reading a comic book, there's a lot more going on than just words on a page, right? Like comic books, graphic novels, they're meant to be art. So you're like looking at more than just the words. And that's kind of like a way to engage your brain in another way. So yes, just fucking read anything. Like, do not just read one sentence of things, though. Like, finish a graphic novel or read an article and then read the other half of the article later. Like, just read a little bit here and there. It helps your brain. It helps keep those muscles active. Like, I can't stress how important it actually is, because if we end up losing the ability to read, if we end up losing, like, reading as, like, a human thing, like, I'm actually kind of afraid of that future, to be honest with you. And that's not because I'm like a writer and like I'm going to be an author or like a novelist soon. Like, no, like it's been so important for so long, reading and writing and talking and storytelling and just having that access, I guess. I'm also reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I probably mentioned that. It's really hard to get through. I'm having a hard time. This is actually like the first book I came across in my like getting back into reading journey where I'm contemplating putting it down until I get better at reading, like through like books in a short amount of time instead of like having to take months and weeks. 'Cause this book is a good book. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it also is kind of a shout out because it like sort of helped me come up with like the title I knew I was gonna change for 21 Days Gone. And man, one, it's translated from Swedish to English, I think. I can tell because it is not a like form of speaking that I recognize. So it's like foreign to me, and it's hard to like listen for the like the dialect, the accent, like the tone of voice. Like it's hard for me to hear that, and I'm getting better at it the more I read through The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. But still hard, and I don't think this is a book I should be reading until I'm like better at reading, and it's gonna take some time of like reading to like get back into the swing of things and read like I used to, which I don't like. I remember how I used to, and I'm like, how did you do that? How did you read like that? Who were you? I swear you were probably possessed past me, and that's what happened. We expelled the demons somehow, and that's why. No, that's probably not why. But good thinking. Just read. I spent the last like 5-10 minutes talking about reading. Oh God, I'm a nerd. Oh no. Also, I would say after watching like Daredevil, oh God, I'm talking about reading again. I'm sorry. After watching Daredevil and The Punisher and then realizing that they came from comic books, I was like, oh, this is probably better in comic book form. It is. It is. It's much better. So, with that being said, read. Read. Read more than watch. Read. Just once a week. Read more than watch. Start with that. Should I hold a reading contest? Should I do that? Should I hold a reading contest for people who read books and be like, if you read X amount of books by the time that I get the physical version of 21 Days Gone, you'll have a free copy. Hand signed by me. Should I do that? Should we do stupid fucking contests like that, like how we used to back in the day? Except like, I could throw in a free TV maybe. I'm kidding. If anyone has ideas to get people reading again, let me know. We might be able to work something out. Let's make this a community effort. Come on, village. Let's read again. Let's read again. Sustained silent reading. Shh. Also, would you guys watch live streams of me just reading books? Is that something that would happen? Because there are a lot of weird ass live streams I've seen in my time on the internet. Some that have arguably scared me and made me question whether or not I should keep my internet service. But would you guys do that? Would that be a thing? Could I do that? 'Cause that's like low energy and really easy to do if I have no spoons. You guys heard me mention earlier that I have my first guest scheduled, right? Well, I do. I have so much to learn before then. Oh no. Oh no. That's actually kind of why I want to do this longer podcast, because I want to see if I can talk for a while. Because in the back of my mind, I'm going to be really honest. I was like, oh, this podcast episode will only be like half an hour, right? I don't think it's going to be half an hour. I don't think any guest episode is going to be just a half hour, because if you think about it, humans can talk, man. Especially when you get them like together in like a room or something, they'll just yap, 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 yap and never stop yapping, especially if the conversation is good. And if the conversation is good, that means you're successful, I think. So, yeah, I think it's going to be longer. And I wanted to test and see if I could, handle speaking and listening to myself for longer than an hour. So that's why this is hopefully going to be our longest episode yet. I'm so fucking sorry. If you're still here, thank you. You can't see me because this isn't a video episode, but heart hands, haha. Anyway. Another reading of the Unsealed. So, to circle it back. It might rain today, and I'm really fucking excited. And if it does, while I'm in the middle of this fucking episode, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna be so fucking mad. Mother Nature, wait just a little bit. Please, for me. Anyway, please keep a counter of some of the fucking shit I say, because if I say anyway, or but so, or something else stupid, I want to know. So 1, I can proceed to fucking hit myself in the face, and 2, fix that shit right the fuck now. I guess that's more of a me thing. I should probably be the one who's aware of that, but help a girl out if you feel so inclined and feel like having a fun little game. So yes, the other Unsealed project. There were two contests that I wanted to enter, and one was due May 1st, the other was due Wednesday, which is the one I just shared with you and was stupid and didn't have up because I didn't actually press the right button, and I'll talk to myself later about that, sorry. But yeah, the second contest was write a letter to or from your younger self to you now, or like a past version of yourself or whatever. And I like that because there's been kind of a trend going on where people take their younger selves out for coffee and other stuff like that. And I was like thinking about it after pouring my heart and soul out into the blossoming letter, which I now suddenly feel very nervous about sharing with you guys. Yay. Great. Disgusting. Anyway, the second one came to me almost immediately, and I didn't want to wait as long as I did for the other contests that I've been entering, so I decided to just immediately come up with an idea and just post whatever I came up with initially, and I didn't want to change it, so here is desk coffee. We're gonna go here and go back. So, what would the old version of you say to the new version of you? 2 days ago. New text message, old number. I thought that was cheeky. I think you guys will like this. This is a better thing if you read it yourselves, but I'll just read it out loud, and then, like, if you want, you can pause it so you don't have to hear my voice, and then maybe there'll be a transcript so you can just skip ahead really quickly. But yeah, new text message, old number. Hey kid. Hey. How are you? You seem a little sad. I'm okay. Life's just life, you know? I know. Life doesn't stop being life, though. Sometimes you'll have ups and downs. Right now you're going through a lot. Sometimes you'll set it down, carry it again, and set it down again. That a lot doesn't ever truly stop being a lot. But that's okay. You get stronger, you learn things, you keep going, sometimes you rest. Thank you for that. Of course, anytime. You're not doing too bad for us, you know? I'm glad we pulled through. Thank you for raising me. Maybe we can chat again sometime? Yeah, maybe we can. I plan to anyway, even if you don't always answer right away. I'll keep in touch. Hey, before you go? Yeah? How much more do we lose? I can't tell you everything, as there would be nothing left for you to learn. We lose a lot. But we also gain more than we lose. Keep your heartbeat strong, kid, for both of us. Our future will thank us. Hey, I'm glad you visit me. You made a lot of progress. I know you don't believe in yourself, but how could you not? You've been through a lot. Like, a lot. But you still have faith and hope in humans. You still love and you're still working for me. For them. Give yourself more credit. If I have to keep our heart strong, you have to give yourself credit where credit is due. I'll work on that. You say that, but mean it. Mean it. I'll try my best to give myself more credit. No promises. Sounds about right. See you around, bigger me. I love you. I love you too, little me. Thank you for waiting. And this is the photo I used. I was looking in a mirror, as you can tell by my weirdly apocalyptic third eye there. And, yeah, I overlaid my photo. I didn't work on that very hard. I just wanted to come up with a quick concept because, truthfully, after working on that and then posting the other thing and then minorly or editing the other one in a minor way, because, like, I did minor edits. There were, like, one or two things I did. But, yeah, I just didn't want to put forth the effort, but I like the concept, and maybe I'll revisit this someday, because I think I've seen something like this before. But yeah, that's the other thing that I worked on. Go back to that because desktopy is done. Life is weird. Life is really fucking weird, guys. Really fucking weird. From dreams to theology to why I want more guests. The episode I'm actually gonna have, the first guest episode I'm gonna have, I'm actually excited for. Well, I'm excited for all of them, but like, I'm excited for this one because I have some ideas of like things that I want to say because I've never done this before, and that's not obvious if I haven't, Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited because it's like I get to do this and I get to ask someone questions, and I don't think it's gonna be a video episode because truthfully, like, I don't know. I have no idea yet. Truthfully, we'll see when we get there. But we'll touch that maybe. But yeah, I'm excited and it's cool because like I get to do this. I get to ask questions, and based on prior conversations, like this is gonna be a fun one. This will be a fun first episode. It won't be boring, and not like boring because like of them. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about me. I'm worried about me being boring and disappointing because I find anyone truly fascinating in a way because everyone else is much cooler to me than myself. But I understand. I guess people think I'm all right and not boring, but no. I am boring. I am not to be perceived, which is a funny thing coming from someone who wants to publicly speak. Oh my god, I could be like the Phantom of the Opera. I could publicly speak from below the stage and no one would know. That's creepy. I don't want to do that. I don't know how many people would come if a phantom voice from below was speaking to them. That's fucking... Whoo, alright, creepy. Creepy deepy. Everything I talk about is out of my own love or interest. I don't have a team yet, and hopefully by doing guest episodes, maybe I acquire a team. When I play RPGs, I somehow end up acquiring a team. Like they just appear, so it's fine. That's I think that's what happens normally, and you gotta do things for that to happen. So this I do. I'm really bad at a lot of things, which I'm trying to improve on. Jack of all trades, master of maybe like one or two, but probably none. Renaissance sim, that kind of thing. That's actually in one of my bios. on one of my social medias. Props if you could figure out which one. Props if you can comment on the YouTube or Spotify or whatever where you see that. I'm trying to give you guys Easter eggs as games. So, like, if you feel like it and are bored, there you go. There's a game. Go find an Easter egg in one of my social medias. One of them. Maybe a couple of them, but it's definitely one. And I've recently posted there. Hint, hint. Well, anyway. I don't know. Seriously, Easter egg hunt. Let's go. Let's do fun things. Let's engage, because I guess like that one Black Mirror episode, I've been talking so much about that. I need to just bite the bullet and watch the next season. But like that one Black Mirror episode, likes are currency, and so are shares, copy pastes, reposts, talking about it's so dystopian. I hate it. But also on we trek and follow it, because we can't beat it, we do. The payout will be good for everyone, I hope, because if I go somewhere, I'm taking a lot of fucking people with me. When I was growing up and I was watching rich people do rich people things, I was like, some of you are fucking assholes. And I get it. I do. Like, when you get fucked over your entire life, you want to become an asshole and be like, death to the world. This is my shit because everyone fucking sucks but me. But, like, get bent. Respectfully get bent. Not everybody fucking sucks. Just because they didn't fight and claw to get to where you are. Just because they define success and wealth in a different way than you do. Not everything is monetary. Not everything is an equal exchange of goods and values and money and power. Like, honestly, like, the root of all evil, man. We could go on about that, but after watching rich people do rich people things in 2008, when I lost people lose their homes that they had for years, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? 2008 is why little me wanted to become a fucking landlady. Not because I wanted to acquire wealth. I mean, that was one part of it. But acquiring wealth gives me the ability to purchase other other places. My whole plan to be a landlady before it became pretty much fucking impossible, unless some magic happens in my life, was to own a bunch of properties, place families in those homes, people who wanted to own the homes, own properties so they could raise families, raise their businesses, whatever. And after a long term of them leasing there, because I'd be paying attention who'd stick around long term and who actually cares and who doesn't. Like, there's a pattern. There's people who say things like, and I wanted to gift people their mortgage, or not their mortgages, but their titles. Be like, all right, you've been a tenant with me for so long. I just was able to acquire X amount of properties because of you. Thank you. Here's your title to your house. It's under your name now and fully paid off. Like, I want to do shit like that. That's what I want to do. I want to do that as a wealthy person, because truthfully, after watching people lose their homes, it was crazy. People need housing. That's one of the fundamental needs of humans. It's in that fucking pyramid of needs. Like, apparently 8 hugs a day being a requirement. 8 to 12 of them. I don't believe it. Science is still, or research is still needed on my end, but we'll see. I still want to do that, and if I somehow acquire the ability to do that, I'm still gonna do that. I'm still gonna try to fucking own property and give it to people who need homes, and purchase other homes and do the same thing, rinse and repeat, because I fully believe people should be allowed to own property, their own property, it not be wrapped up in any of the fucking bullshit, arbitrary bullshit that it could be wrapped up in. How evil to deny someone homes. How truly evil, how lack of humanity that is. I went off on a tangent, and that wasn't even something I wanted to talk about today, but we're going to have to talk about that one day. I'm going to have to bring some people who know more than me about that stuff on here. 'Cause yeah, it's kind of a big deal, and we should definitely be talking about this. Social media is a great place and also a bad place. I know I was talking earlier about how if you don't really have like a TikTok already, don't get it. I mean, I do believe that like social media sucks and should be destroyed or whatever, but at the same time I also believe that like social media is a great tool, and used in a way like that helps connect people and helps bring light to projects and people who are in need and stuff like that. Like, it can be an amazing tool. It is both an evil and a good thing, and it is how you use it. So with that in mind, and trying to keep that in mind, that's why I'm acquiring social medias and trying to be more active and more present, because with writing this book and with having the message I want to get out and with wanting to get into public speaking to appease a smaller version of myself, and also public speaking, writing book, blogging, getting to know other people, traveling, exploring, sharing my time, like all of those things. Like, yeah, this is important to me, and doing this is helpful, and I need social media. I need to get over my fucking social media dilemma and put my stupid biases aside about all the social media I hate and why I hate it and blah, 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 and just bite the bullet and get into it and hope for the best, pray for the worst, or whatever. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Is that it? Sorry, vocal stimming. We might actually have reached the longest episode mark, but we're still not at an hour. We're at 56 minutes, and I'm running out of fucking things to say. I don't even know if I have tangents in me. But we could talk about psychology and, can we? Can we talk about that? More research needed. I suppose you probably could. I mean, other people do, but earlier I was watching something where they were referring to it as gardening, and I don't know anymore. Can you talk about it? It takes a village to do cool things. It takes other people to do cool things. Thank you for being here. Truly, thank you for being here and being a part of this, and thank you for those that have been here silently and I haven't been giving enough attention to over the years. Thank you. I really couldn't do any of this without you. I couldn't get to places and see things and actually live as a human being. So thank you. My weird communication patterns and social media dilemma and social battery aside, I see who sticks around and I see who pays attention, give or take, and thank you. You're doing more for me than most of the people I thought would be doing things with me. So thank you. And I'm thanking you a lot, but seriously, like, thinking about it and like coming to the end of 21 Days Gone as a, like, coming like to the end, also the beginning as the end, as like the journey of the 21 Days Gone book and stuff, is kind of like eye-opening in ways. There's a lot of stuff I've had to work through to get to this book. Some of it's not even over yet. And Thank you. Thank you so fucking much. If you're a gamer, and you probably don't move very much because you're always sitting with your gaming, you're probably sitting right now. Stand up a little bit. Stretch, get some blood flow going. But yeah, you're probably not moving very much. And I know I talked about gaming in a previous episode, but now that we've finally reached the hour mark, we're going to talk a little bit more about it because it's here in my episode 8 notes. Ha 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 ha. Just Dance, motherfuckers. The Connect. Those weird Switch 2 games or whatever. So there's this game that's called 1-2 Switch. That moves your arms, motherfuckers. Move them. Use it. It's fun. I promise. Especially with other people, since you kind of have to. And I say motherfuckers lovingly, by the way. I call myself a motherfucker. You will know when it's not lovingly. Or maybe you won't because you're like me. Can't pick up on cues for shit. Just Dance is also a good game, and I understand that they have a VR version now. That's great for people with VR. And I finally tested out the camera controllers on my phone for Just Dance for my Switch, and oh my fucking god. It was so fun. Not having to hold a motherfucking Switch controller in my hand. So weird holding that thing. What's it gonna be like on the Switch 2, I wonder? Probably horrible. Probably not. Maybe. Slightly. Possibly. Who knows? I will not know for a while. Fitness boxing. Beat Saber, for fuck's sake. Strap some wrist weights to your arm or arm weights. Wrist weights? Arm weights? Something weights. And go ham. Beat the shit out of the sky. Just punch that shit. I actually want to read a passage that I have marked in Spirit Tech. Spirit Tech is, as I said earlier, The Brave New World of Consciousness Hacking and Enlightenment Engineering. It's by Wesley J. Wildman, PhD, and Kate J. Stockley, PhD. We already rely on technology to manage our health, sleep, relationships, and finances, so it's no surprise that we're turning to technological aids for the spiritual journey. From apps that help us pray or meditate to cybernauts seeking the fast track to nirvana through magnetic brain stimulation, we are on the brink of a profoundly transformative revolution in the practice of religion, an era in which the power of spirit tech is harnessed to deepen experiences of the divine. Spirit tech products are rapidly improving in sophistication and power, and ordinary people need a trustworthy guide. Through their own research and insiders' access to the top innovators and early adopters, Wes and Kate take you deep inside an evolving world. That's not the passage I want to read to you, by the way. That was just explaining what the fuck this book is that I'm about to read a passage to you from. People often feel that technology is somehow fundamentally different from or at odds with spirituality. This is a well-founded concern, and I'll be the first to acknowledge that our modern tech landscape feels anything but spiritual. However, for millennia, the spiritual landscape has produced its own technologies. They're not silicone-based. The history of spiritual practice and religion is defined by invention and innovation. Meditation techniques, temples, prayer, ritual, these are all tools and methods designed to more reliably access our spiritual nature. If we take the definition of technology to be the skills, methods, and processes used to achieve goals, then are these not technologies? We might even say that the creation of spiritual technologies is one of the defining qualities of modern humans. Yet many of us are still uncomfortable with the idea of modern technology playing a part in our spiritual lives. Sidestep, I know for sure. We feel that something is dissonant about our devices. We enjoy their usefulness, but at a cost. What is that dissonance? I'm not pronouncing that right, I don't think. But anyway, that is from the foreword on this book. And I'm pretty sure I feel like I might be able to answer that for myself, but I don't have the language at the moment to really explain that in an articulate fashion. But after reading the technologies part and then realizing the actual definition of technologies, I was like, technically, yeah. But then I thought about it deeper. And I thought about the elements made to do the things that we have. We need copper, water, air, other minerals and metals, zinc, stuff like that. Like, there are literal minerals and materials that are not man-made that are in our devices. And it kind of makes me wonder sometimes, like, maybe they could actually be spiritual tools. Like, not necessarily in the same way like a temple or an altar or a cross or any other religious, spiritual, or otherwise practice or tool or tech. We might go over that in future episodes. So if you're interested in topics like that, stay tuned. Decided to pick up reading nonfiction at the same time that I'm reading a storybook or something like a fiction, because of the engaging different parts of my brain. I already read articles, I already read other stuff. The only thing I'm not really reading is nonfiction books. That's why I picked up Spirit Tech again. I've already started reading it before, but it's dense information. It's something that I kind of have to read in the morning, not right before bed. If you somehow manage to make it this far, and you're new or something, how does $2.50 a month, $30 a year sound at supporting somebody? Around September through December of this year, I'm going to be working on merch. My idea is to hopefully work on merch with other people, and there are some artists and people I want to collaborate with. There are already projects, a couple of which I have planned with some friends. One of them knows the t-shirt design that we are going to go with and put up as a store, and I'm not going to talk about it now, but I will soon when I get closer to talking about merch. By the way, this t-shirt has been a couple years in the making, and when we get to it, if you've been here from the very beginning, if you know me on any level, no you don't, for one, and two, because I am not to be perceived, and two, it's a nice little homage to that time period in my life, but also a way of me kind of like defining myself and saying that I don't care about your stupid fucking opinions because, yes, I already did something. No, I can't take it back. Yes, I'm aware it lives on the internet forever. I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't aware of that. I am very much the kind of person who does like having preliminary information before just jumping and fucking around and finding out. I'm very specific about what I jump in and fuck around and find out over. Other things, I'm very specific about how I start them. Because I don't like, let's see, pattern recognition as an ADHD autistic is insane. And when you already have been kind of circling around a world before, not really by choice, you kind of have a lot of questions before entering projects. So yeah, I did my research. And yes, I know we're on the internet and things live forever. I wasn't born yesterday or 400 years ago. I know the risks I'm taking by saying some of the stuff I say online and when I say it, and I know some of the risks I'm taking by posting some of the stuff that I do. Maybe not always in the moment if I'm emotional, but point being, if you know about some of my projects and the directions they have changed into. And if you are listening to me from those, thank you for your continued support in all areas of my life. It's been quite the fucking journey, I tell you what. Should we have a watch party for the upcoming King of the Hill reboot, where Bobby is our age or something like that? You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, we're gonna have a motherfucking watch party. By that point, we should have had at least 2 via Discord. So, we're watching King of the Hill reboot. See you motherfuckers there. I think 2026, right? An hour and 11 minutes. We did it! We made it to the end. No, well, I mean, yes, if I actually truly have nothing left to say and I am actually tired, I want to take a nap. I did not sleep well last night. Had a lot of weird dreams. Most of them were memories, but they were dreams. They were like dream memories. I don't know how to explain it in like 10 minutes. Thank you for getting to the end of this episode if you made it an hour and 12 minutes in, listening to me talk about random fucking shit, go off on tangents, and just, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I am going to link some stuff in the comments below. Today's Friday. We made it through the whole week. It is 4:20 on Sunday. You know what that means. Gonna garden. JK. I can't believe I just said that out loud. Actually, I can't believe that, but I don't know why I said that. Anyway, yeah, it's also Easter Sunday for those who celebrate. If you're gonna be with family, be chaos. No, I'm kidding. I hope you have a great time with your family. Lucky you. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I hope you have a great time with your family this weekend if you celebrate. It's been real. Can't believe I just said that too. I'm gonna go before I say more stupid shit. I'm gonna end up saying stupid shit. I'm gonna go. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe. Follow the YouTube, Spotify, leave a review. I don't know. Just do all the things or do none of the things. You know what to do. You know what you want to do. Maybe you don't know what you want to do, but maybe you want to help just blow up my social media for the day. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for being here. Thank you for existing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for just everything. And most importantly, as always, keep going, humans of Earth. I'm pretty sure we fucking got it this time.